complex topic. Boys, so let's go into it. So we're gonna be talking about how I manifested millions of dollars at the age of 21. How everything you see around you, I created with my mind. Fairly basic video, so fucking lock in, boys. Besides that, that's basically the whole premise of the video. How I use manifestation and visualization, why it works for me, and how it works for me. So let's first start off with my model of how everything is, like how I kind of think about things. Now this comes from a book called Reality Transurfing, which basically talks about the theory of different dimensions, different realities, to say the least. It talks about the theory of quantum physics. It basically just talks about different versions of reality that coexist directly next to each other. So almost like lines. We're just gonna draw some fucking lines. Each line that gets farther and farther and farther away from each other. Each one of these lines represents a different lifeline. Each lifeline has different qualities to it, different scripts, different setting, different scenery, all of it. Now, obviously, the closer one lifeline is to the next, the more similar, the script and setting and everything is gonna be. Let's just say there's a lifeline directly next to this one that I'm on currently, where it's just me sitting here talking to you guys, but I have an extra freckle on my face, extra hair on my chin, Or maybe the sun is slightly dimmer, That is how closely everything is in comparison to each other in this alternatives model, which is what it talks about in the book. So basically, infinite lifelines, infinite potentials of what could be, what has been, and what will be. Okay, let's think about that. What is this infinite information field? To me personally, I believe God created all of this, has already created everything that has been, will be, and is. And it's up to us, people who have free will, to choose what destiny we actually want, okay? Do you want to shift into the lifeline of you being a fucking school shooter? Probably not. Or do you want to shift into a lifeline where everything you want and all of your dreams come to reality? You probably do, okay? Now, how the fuck do you get there? How do you get there? Now that you kind of understand that potentially there are different alternatives, different lifelines in this infinite information field of everything that was, is, and ever will be, how do we shift from this one to the next one? First things we need to talk about. We need to start talking about the subconscious mind, okay? Now, I'm gonna talk about the subconscious mind almost in a very, 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 okay. So let's get into the subconscious mind, because that's actually something I need to kind of trail into regarding this. So when it comes down to your subconscious is where everything originates from. Every single thing in your reality originates from your subconscious. Now, your subconscious is layered under your normal conscious mind. It is behind everything. It is the thing that is silently ticking in the back of your head. It's the thing that literally makes your eyes blink. Your subconscious controls your breathing, your appetite, your blinking, and every other automatic action you have in your life. You getting up and having the feeling to go brush your teeth is a subconscious choice and a subconscious action. So to shift theoretically from lifeline to lifeline to lifeline, we need to start making a shift in our subconscious mind. In Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich talks about how your subconscious mind is almost a portal to the infinite intelligence of what is, has been, and ever will be, okay? And what it talks about in transurfing as well is that the alternative space of all this information that ever is and ever could be, of everything, you can literally pull information from this through your subconscious. And good examples of this would be premonitions, intuition, a gut feeling, slight, but let's just say like a light bulb moment. That's a really good idea. That's a really good example of you getting information that is not from this lifeline. That is from another lifeline of, let's just say, success. Bad news. Here's a good example. If you allow bad news into your heart, you allow bad news into your life. If you hold on to bad news and you express discontentment, you will start to shift into a negative lifeline. And I'll explain why. And I'll also explain why if you do the opposite, you'll shift into a positive lifeline. And that all comes down to your thoughts, which originate from your subconscious, which is what I'm still talking about here, okay? So let's keep trailing along as I'm going. When it comes down to your subconscious mind is where everything originates from. Like I said, all of your thoughts, all of your actions, everything, okay? Your subconscious is almost your identity. Seriously, it is your identity. And like I'm telling you, when it comes down to your subconscious, it's where all your thoughts stem from. So if you're able to change your subconscious at the very root and almost change your identity, you're gonna have a different thought process associated with everything that you do. Your subconscious also controls your paradigm. The way you see the world stems from your subconscious. It always does. It always has, okay? So if you can change, again, your subconscious and trick almost trick your subconscious into either being a different type of person or thinking in a different type of way. Subconsciously, you're gonna act in a different type of way. Now, in the book, Reality Transurfing, it explains that a little bit differently. When you change the way you think, the things around you change. And the reason that is, okay, is because when you change that internal thought energy in your mind, you'll transmit a different type of energy into the environment around you, okay? We need to talk about two things as a staple here: energy and frequency, okay? If you can understand everything in terms of energy and frequency, you're gonna be fine, okay? So we need to really think about these two things. Energy and frequency are extremely important. If you guys don't believe in frequency or energy, or if any of it's real, or any of that stuff that I've been talking about, that's fine, you don't have to whatsoever. Genuinely, go on with your life. Keep doing what you're doing. Now, if you wanna get a very drastic, very different result to what most people get, maybe take my advice, because it didn't take me that long to get to the position that I'm in currently. So, when you think things, okay, when you think something bad, you are transmitting a negative frequency, a negative energy out of your mind, okay? What's it called? Einstein. I almost said Epstein. I was about to go into a different rant. Einstein and Nikola Tesla both said that the human mind acts like almost like a radio transmitter of energy and frequency, that you can transmit and receive frequency with your mind. It says the same thing in Reality Transurfing. If you guys are almost seeing the world in a negative way, thinking of things in a negative way, the way you have to change it is almost like tuning your mind, your mental radio, to a different channel, to a different frequency, to a different way of thinking. So let's get into energy and frequency. When you think bad thoughts, bad things happen. When you think good thoughts, good things happen. Okay? I'll give multiple different examples of this. One would be that once you start to panic and once you start to think negative things in your life, or let's just say you've reacted to something negative in a very negative way, or you've acted in a very negative way, usually negative things follow. Most of you guys have been on a good luck streak and a bad luck streak. Now, I'm gonna kind of explain good luck streaks and bad luck streaks in a second as well, but I still wanna go onto the topic of thought, because thought controls everything. Your thoughts literally manifest everything into your life. If you think bad things are gonna happen to you. If you think good things are gonna happen to you. And that's because if you think negative thoughts, you will attune your mind like a radio to a negative lifeline, where let's just say what you are thinking about will be in more abundance, okay? So let's just say you start thinking about yourself being an ugly ass person, or a person that people don't like, or you think no one likes you. So then you start acting in accordance with that. You start thinking that. You start radiating that thought frequency out into the environment around you. And as a consequence, you start shifting metaphysically into a different lifeline that exists in the infinite lifelines that exist, okay? That's seriously how it works in this book, okay? And if you guys can grasp what I'm saying and not think I'm fucking crazy, you'll be fine. I'm telling you. And hopefully I don't get suicided by leaking this information, because the shit I'm trying to explain to you guys, no joke, if everybody actually can figure out how to do, society will crumble and everybody will be able to do whatever the fuck they want very quickly, at the snap of a fucking instant, okay? I'm not joking. So, thought, frequency, energy in your mind, okay? Think bad things happen to you. Think good things happen to you. Hold on to good emotions and good things will follow, always. Emotions are also one of the most powerfully charged things that can move you from lifeline to lifeline. So if you have a big induced shift from one lifeline where maybe everything is going well to one where everything starts going very bad, the main thing that usually induces that shift is panic, fear, very negative emotions, or you reacting negatively to a situation in life. Now, situations that are negative are gonna happen. They're always gonna arise. To everybody that's watching this, you probably had a very negative situation that's happened to you recently. Now, when something negative actually happens to you, okay, how you react to it is what's going to actively dictate how your reality is actively going to be in the next few hours to next few days. No joke. If you guys express dissatisfaction or resentment or anger or guilt towards anything in your life, expect bad things to actually happen, because they will. No joke. Emotions of love, okay? Emotions of gratitude. Serious gratitude, being grateful for everything around you, genuinely, will shift you into a more positive lifeline. But that is the tricky part, because most people really know what they don't want. Really have a good idea of what they do not like. And it is very hard for most people to have a very good understanding of what they do like. Because thinking of the negative is like almost like a survival instinct that most humans have. Because the negative can evoke, danger, and danger usually leads to death. Whereas like positive emotions or positive things that happen in your life, you don't really hold on to because there's no cause for concern. Seriously, no cause for concern. So this is the tricky part. You guys need to learn how to hold on to positive things a lot more so you can shift into lifelines where, let's just say, said positive thing is in more abundance rather than negative things, so that you don't shift into a negative lifeline or more negative things are in said abundance. That is how it works. That is how I think about things. That is how I program my mind. Every thought that also goes in your guys' brain, okay? It's not from you, okay? And it's not you. And you need to detach yourself from it. Good, bad, anything, any thought, okay? Observe it for what it is and then detach yourself from it, okay? This is one of the most important things that I've also done with my mindset is being able to observe and then detach instead of getting swept up into. Because most people get swept up into their thoughts and then think very bad things and then have very bad emotions and don't understand that they need to detach themselves from it. So I'll actually give you guys a really good example of how to actually get into this and get into this way of thinking and get into almost the law of detachment and the art of detachment is by actually having silence in your day. Seriously, most of you guys don't have any silence whatsoever. Your mind is filled with constant chatter all the fucking time. And you guys don't have a break. And if you're able to actually have a break from everything, really like everything, completely everything, and then close your eyes and just focus on your breath and allow a thought to pop in. Allow yourself to start getting swept up into something. May it be a daydream, may it be an old memory, may it be an emotion, may it be something that's actively happening in your day then and there. Once this happens, detach, observe, and pass with indifference. That is exactly how you're supposed to think about your thoughts, okay? And I'm telling you guys this as a statement because most of you guys don't know how to control your thoughts. And that's why you're in the position you're in. Seriously, that's literally why. If you can actively gain control over your thoughts, detach yourself from negativity, focus on positivity, you will shift into a lifeline of success, of what you have intended, okay? Now, I'm gonna make more videos about this. I'm gonna make more videos about the whole transurfing stuff, okay? Because this stuff changed my life. This shit got me from point A to point B. I'm gonna be going chapter by chapter, kind of explaining how the book works, why it works for me, and how I've used it to literally manifest millions of dollars. So in the next few videos, we're gonna be doing that, but this is kind of just an intro of what is kind of going to come next. Sorry about that, camera kind of cut out there. Also got super dark for no reason as well. But I just wanna let you guys know that I'm gonna be making more content like this as well regarding the whole transurfing stuff. And we got a whole new video coming out regarding agency stuff as well, because in the past 2 months, I don't know if you guys can see my eyes, I have not been sleeping. I've been cooking, I've been working, I've been adjusting things in the market. And let's just say the agency stuff that worked 6 months ago is not the same shit that's working now. Especially with implementing a lot of shit with AI. Like, you guys don't even understand half the shit you can get done with Google VO is ridiculous, especially for your clients' creatives. Besides that, boys, we're gonna be making a whole video kind of talking about that as well, but I just wanted to make a video kind of dedicated towards how I see the world. There will be more videos like this coming out soon. Like I said, kind of talking about transurfing as we go. But I wanted to give you guys kind of a basic understanding of how I kind of see things. If you understood anything I was talking about in this video, great, I'm happy, thank you. That's all I hope for. And if you guys don't, and if you want to look more into what I'm talking about, then please get this weird looking book. Looks weird, looks gay. Rainbow, gay? No, not this one. This book isn't about gays and trannies and weird fucking people. This book is about how to control your reality and not get hooked into pendulums that cause you to become tranny. Besides that, genuinely, check this book out. This book is amazing. This book freaking changed my life. It helped me kind of understand how things are and helped me feel like I wasn't like a paper boat in the wind being blown around by life's turbulent fucking waters. So besides that, boys, I'll see you guys in the next video.